Gundam of the week, real quick. It's the Qubeley or Qubeley. I heard someone say Qubeley. So let's see if this exists, right? So, what was it? So, how to pronounce. Let's just get this out of the way. All right, here we go. So this is from howtopronounce.com. Do they even know Gundam?
Qubeley.
So this says Qubeley as well. And in my review going up Monday of the Robot Spirits version of this fine glossy specimen, I said Qubeley. So, but yeah, let's look at this real quick. So, the Qubeley is a next-generation mobile suit designed for new types that features numerous technological innovations which allow it to fight on par with other advanced mobile suits that appeared during the Grips conflict and the first Neo-Zeon War. So this would be Zeta, the Zeta time period. And the cool conflict about that is, yeah, we had the Titans. They were kind of the Earth Federation's little military force that was trying to take control kind of that military-industrial complex of the Gundam universe. And Haman Karn, with Neo-Zeon, she was looking over Mineva Zabi, had the Qubeley. And the interesting thing about that is Quattro Bagina, who is Shar Aznavour, he had his Hyaku Shiki, hope I'm pronouncing that right, which had kind of that three-way combat going on. You had Paptimus in the O, Paptimus Shorako in the O, you had Haman Karn in the Qubeley, and you had Quattro Bagina in the Hyaku Shiki. And all those words I just said, there's only going to be a limited number of people that even understood any of that. But yeah, they all had that three-way battle at the Grips Colony Laser? Is that what it was? And very cool stuff. So yeah, that's the Grips conflict, First Neo-Zeon War. So developed from the data gathered from the MS-09R4 Saikamu Rick Dom Schneeweiss. So let's look at that real quick. Very interesting looking. So if we're looking at that and we're looking at this, what are some similarities? Maybe the legs. It has kind of that little chonky leg flared action. You know what? I'm not seeing too much, but it's very interesting that that's what it developed into. And I think it could be because of the Saikamu system. Let's see. But, okay. And the AMX-001 prototype Qubeley. So let's look at that real quick. Okay. Now, what's that from? Okay. This is starting to make sense. So, shortly after the rollout of the Elmeth, which is what Lala Soon piloted, right? Yeah. Okay. So that's where that look comes from. That's like a mobile armor, and I think the mobile armor was required for the Saikamu system. But I guess then it, evolved into this where they were able to take that mobile armor requirement, the chassis, and kind of give it the legs and make it, and it reminds me of the Zeong, because that was also a larger thing that required, in order to use its capabilities for a new type to leverage a new type's abilities. Okay, and so that is what then gets us to the Qubeley. So that makes sense. And that is really cool. I like that design. So the Qubeley featured a set of wing binders on its shoulders to assist in AMBAC, so active mass balance auto control, granting phenomenal mobility through appearing like a set of two. The wing binders are actually four independently moving sections with two mounted on each shoulder. Though lacking the full range of motion as the arms and legs, these wing binders bring the Qubeley's total number of movable limbs up to 8. Interesting. Furthermore, the wing binders are the location of the Qubeley's primary thrusters, which cannot be placed on the unit in the form of a backpack, as is the standard practice with the mobile suits due to the tail binder. So, okay, so that makes sense. So it has to use the, and I don't even really see the thrusters in here. I'm going to have to review it in action. You know, how that looks. But because of the tail, so the backpack, because it has this huge head thing, but the tail, you know, this is where all the fin funnels are located. So, I mean, I guess that makes sense design-wise. The Qubeley is also one of the first Xeon mobile suits to use a dual-type optical sensor instead of the traditional mono-eye. Oh, that's cool. That I did not realize. Yeah, that's how it looks. The Qubeley lacks the megaparticle cannons of the prototype version, replacing them with a pair of dual-purpose beam guns that can double as beam sabers for close-range combat. So, yeah, when on my review of the Qubeley Robot Spirits, I kind of get more into that, but yeah, that right there is what it shoots from. And then it, you know, I guess you can shoot it like that and then go like that and it comes out and then use the beam saber, even though they've got them in here too. So yeah, let's read on. Replacing the dual purpose beam guns that can double as beam sabers for close range combat. The most incredible feature of the Qubeley is the fact that it is the first combat mobile suit to be equipped with a mobile suit sized Psychomu system with the new remote funnel weapon. The prototype featured a similar system, but its Psychomu had not been fully miniaturized and the funnels were stored in its main body, leaving the prototype with a large body that stood 25 meters tall. The system aboard the Qubeley had been perfected and its 10 funnel weapons were stored in a tail binder, allowing for quicker deployment and recall for charging. Already a formidable mobile suit with its ability to attack from multiple directions with its funnels, the Qubeley was the pinnacle of mobile suit technology in the Grips conflict in the first Neo-Zeon War. So, I love how they described its abstract design, and it makes sense. So armaments, this is what I'm interested in. Stored in the, okay, so this beam gun / saber. Stored in the Qubeley's forearms is a set of dual-purpose beam gun, beam sabers. When used as a beam gun, the weapons remain mounted in the forearms. When used as a beam saber, the weapons are hand carried. So that alone is interesting because the Robot Spirits version, it stores them here. I mean, on both sides, you could technically store them, but I guess it wasn't done that way. And I guess just for the purpose of not losing little parts because it's so easy to do, I guess they just threw them in to be attached there. Although these parts come on, and my video comes out Monday, or if you're listening to this randomly sometime in the future there's a video of the Robot Spirits Qubeley. So I'm actually lining it up right that I'll do the podcast, I'll do my mobile suit of the week, and then that usually will follow now with the action figure version that I have, or Gunpla. All right, funnels. The Qubeley keeps 10 funnels stored in a tail binder. These funnels are technological descendants of the Elmeth's remote bit weapons. The funnels are similar, are smaller than the bits as they lack their own power generators, instead using energy capacitors. This allows the funnels to be small enough so that a large number of them can be stored on a mobile suit, but requires that the funnels return to the tail binders for recharging after a certain amount of time. That seems typical with fin funnels, but I'm saying fin funnels, but I think they are just referred to as funnels. I think I'm saying fin funnels because I'm used to Amuro having fin funnels on his mobile suits, the new Gundam, the high new Gundam, but really that's because they're shaped like fins. The technology, they're just called funnels. And I could be wrong about that. Okay, special equipment and features. So during the 1 year war, the researchers of the Flanagan Institute, we looked up this again, right? This was the, was sponsored by Xeon, and this is to investigate the new type phenomenon, where I learned in and T, that there was the same type of thing, but for the Federation. And it was called something else. I want to say it starts with an A. I'll probably talk about that when I get into narrative. But okay, I just wanted to clear that up so I remember. Let's see. Okay, the researchers of the Flanagan Institute discover that new types emit powerful thought waves similar to regular brain waves, but not electrical in nature, which they call psycho waves. The Flanagan Institute goes on to develop a mind-machine interface called the Psychomu, Psycho Communicator System, which receives these thought waves and translates them into computer commands. Using this interface, a new type pilot can direct remote weapons and operate huge mobile armors by thought alone. The Principality forces based at the asteroid Axis succeeded in miniaturizing the Psychomu system so that it can be installed in regular-sized mobile suits like the AMX-004 Qubeley. The Federation forces, meanwhile, concentrate on developing artificially enhanced cyber new types to operate their Psychomu weapons. So, that might be something I'll have to research a lot later. I thought cyber new types, even though I learned from narrative as a Federation thing, I thought that was a Xeon thing. Were they instead, because we got Puru 12, or the whole Puru line of clones. So is it just they're cloning, just like how Full Frontal is a clone of Char, and then I learned that I already forgot his name, the main bad guy. Well, no quotes, he's a bad guy. The main bad guy in narrative was a failed Char clone. That was an awesome idea. I'm glad. That's just cool. So I'm gonna have to. I have a part 1 on what is a new type, but I'm gonna have to dive into cyber new types, and then I'm gonna have to dive into the 2 research facilities that the Earth Federation had and the Xeons had. So, alrighty. So yeah, history real quick. A next generation mobile suit development of the Principality of Xeons. MAN 08 Emlith mobile armor. The AMX-004 Qubeley was designed and built by Axis military leader Haman Karn for her personal use. The Qubeley would be fielded during the Grips conflict, at the end of which it and its pilot Haman Karn would fight against Quattro Bagina and his MSN 00100 Hayaku Shiki. So I think I got that right. Despite Quattro Bagina being one of the best mobile suit pilots and his Hayaku Shiki being one of the most advanced mobile suits fielded by the AU during the Grips conflict, they were simply outmatched by Haman Karn and the power of her Qubeley. Haman Karn would continue to use the Qubeley as her personal mobile suit throughout the first Neo-Zeon War, where it would continually defeat newer mobile suit models. Eventually, Haman would duel against Judao Astra and his MSZ-010ZZ Gundam, Double Zeta Gundam. The fight resulted in a draw, with both machines disabling each other. However, the war was over as Haman Karn couldn't hope to escape the surrounding Federation forces with her damaged Qubeley. Ultimately, instead of surrendering, Haman crashed the Qubeley into an asteroid fragment, destroying both the mobile suit and herself. During the first Neo-Zeon War, 2 variant models would be built and fielded. One would be the AMX-004 Qubeley Mark II, of which 2 units were built and were virtually identical to the original, aside from 2 additional funnels and an improvement to the Psychomu system. The other variant is the AMX-004G Qubeley mass production type, which was equipped with a pair of active cannons and had a larger tail binder that could store 30 funnels. The mass production model would be used by the Glemmy faction in a coup d'etat against Haman Karn. So, yeah, there's some history of it. Very cool to understand its development history, the weapons it uses, all that stuff. So, yeah. Tell me what you think. Throw in the comments your thoughts on the Qubeley. At first, actually, when it first showed up in Zeta, I thought that looked scary, kind of like a moth or something. And then I was like, it's kind of a silly design, but really, there's a lot going for it that's pretty cool once you realize all the thought put into it.